We have some breaking news coming from Northern Ireland, where the Northern Ireland Ambulance Service has declared a major incident following a school bus crash in County Down. Now, police and emergency services are currently at the scene at Ballyblack Road East in Newtownards, and it is understood that up to 70 passengers were on board the double-decker bus. But details of casualties are not yet clear. This is information that is just coming into us at BBC News. Now, BBC News Northern Ireland understands that the majority of those people on board are pupils from Strangford College, and pictures on social media are showing that the vehicle is on its side in a field, having left the road. The road is closed. Motorists are being asked to avoid this area. So this is just news coming into us here at BBC News. My colleague Nikki Schiller has a little bit more details. Nikki, what more do we know of this breaking news?
Say, Kasia, this was a school bus in County Down in Newtownards, and we have seen pictures of it on its side in a field. Now, the Northern Ireland Ambulance Service has just issued a new statement, which I'm going to read to you. It says 50 passengers have minor injuries, if any, with 8 others being treated at the scene for more significant injuries. So that's the first detail we've had on the actual injuries. So the Northern Ireland Ambulance Service saying that 8 others treated there with more significant injuries, but 50 passengers have minor injuries. We've certainly seen those images on social media of what I would describe as the walking wounded, where people are coming out dazed after this accident. The Northern Ireland Air Ambulance is at the scene, and we're told that there are doctors, paramedics, a rapid response unit dispatched, along with 5 crews and a specialist rescue team. So you can imagine that there is a major operation going on at the moment at the scene with the emergency services. So in particular, the ambulance service are sending a lot of units there with doctors, paramedics, as you would expect, specialist teams. There are multiple resources at the scene, as they say. There are specialist teams being sent there. The air ambulance also there. As we say, over 50 of the passengers have what are being described as minor injuries. Now, we believe that there were 70 passengers, around 70 passengers on board this bus that was a school bus. As you say, it was from one of the local schools in the area. It's the Strangford College, and I was just looking at their website. They were founded back in 1997. It's an integrated school, so we're not sure of the ages, but certainly it also has a 6th form at this college. So we don't know the age of the children that were on this school bus, but of course, across the country, Northern Ireland and elsewhere in the UK, this is exactly the time when schools are leaving, and you have that transportation for children that takes them to and from school. You've probably seen it in your own local area. So this is one of those buses that was carrying students. We think about 60, 70 people in total. And this is what has come off the road as far as we can tell. As I say, we've seen these pictures on social media of it's a blue double-decker bus, and it is literally on its side in the field with people all around it. So it will have been a huge shock for the children who were on board. And as we say, the Northern Ireland Ambulance Service telling us that 50 people have been injured. Now, as I said, we've seen those pictures where it looks like I would describe as walking wounded. But again, we don't have the detail yet. But what the ambulance service have said to us is that 8 people are in a more serious condition, and that they have sent multiple resources, they describe it as. So that is doctors, there's emergency crew, advanced paramedics, rapid response paramedics, ambulance officers, and the air ambulance. So a lot of resources from the ambulance service being deployed to this road. It's Ballyblack Road East is the name of the actual road, which is in Newtownards in County Down in Northern Ireland. So you can imagine that there are a lot of resources being sent to that area to provide as much help as possible to these students who were on board this school bus. It was a double-decker bus, as I was saying, blue in colour, and I think we can now show you that picture. So there you can see that double-decker bus has really gone on its side, and you can see that the windows in that top bit of it have come out. You can see there is an ambulance helicopter there, and you can see people in that field looking, as you can imagine, a bit dazed because of this. But the confirmation that we've had in the last few minutes from the Northern Ireland Ambulance Service that of those on board, more than 50 had sustained minor injuries or were uninjured. So there will, of course, be a lot of shock amongst those people, even if they weren't injured, because, as you can see, that bus has gone totally on its side. But we do have the news that 8 people are being treated at the scene for more significant injuries. Now, at the moment, the ambulance service, of course, not telling us what those more significant injuries are, because they are dealing with this incident at the moment. In the picture there, you can also see the fire service have also been sent to the area. As you can imagine, police, fire, ambulance will all be at the scene. Multiple resources have been dispatched to the scene. But, Kasia, at the moment, we know that there are 8 more significant injuries being treated there at the scene in County Down.
Nikki, thank you very much for bringing us up to date on that breaking story from County Down, from Northern Ireland. We do have more details on our website as well. But as Nikki was saying, that double-decker bus overturned completely, as we saw on those images. Much more on our website as well, if you are concerned, of course, on this breaking story that we're continuing to monitor. And we hope that we get a correspondent there on location shortly.